It was something that was said to me early in my career. Those in distress are praying for a miracle. They're going to get you. Now, we get an opportunity to go behind the scenes and look at some of these operators to see exactly what they do to prepare for the real rescue. In this episode, we go to Auburn, California. Located in the center of the state of California, just northeast of Sacramento. There is the California Highway Patrol Valley Air Ops Division, where they cover 13 counties and over 14,000 miles. Inside that area, they work in the Sierra Nevada mountains, which have majestic peaks that rise above 12,000 feet. Flying in the Airbus 125 with a max gross weight of 5,225 pounds and equipped with a Goodrich hoist with 165 feet of cable with a maximum lifting load of 500 pounds. They support all local state and law enforcement agencies, plus all the surrounding fire departments. Their primary responsibilities are law enforcement, medevacs, assisting with fire departments, and EMS. The start of day one. I had the pleasure to fly with Kevin Vinatieri, the training pilot and safety officer for the Valley Division Air Operations at California Highway Patrol. On our first day of training, we're going to be flying up to Lake Tahoe, specifically in a location on the backside of Squaw Valley. When we get there, we'll be meeting up with a few of the local ski patrol and rescue teams for that area. After taking off from Auburn Airport, we had a beautiful flight all the way out to the mountain. It was super fun because Kevin and I were able to reminisce about some of the stories that he told from our conversation in episode 59 of the Real ResQ podcast.
On average, for our unit, just here in Valley Division on the Highway Patrol, we would get in the 50s rescues between June, July, and August. I mean, we crank out a lot because it's such a world destination, right? Lake Tahoe, that the volume of people up there, and you can literally drive to close to everything except for the small, I mean, they're not that small, but the wilderness areas, the only areas that don't have like backcountry roads or fire roads or something like that. So, and you can get to a lot of that remote area pretty quick from the Tahoe Basin.
As we were coming in on approach to the training location, the snow-covered mountains in the bowl were amazing to see. Kevin also took an opportunity to explain to me that flying into areas like this and similarly rugged areas, the crew is always evaluating the terrain and weather. He tells me that there are lots of stories of strong winds in the mountains that have taken out aircrafts. This makes winds a big hazard when flying in the mountains. Seeing the local ski patrol rescue team from the area off in the distance with a second helicopter as we were coming into land, I knew today was going to be a fun day of training. One of the first things I thought was quite interesting was on our landing. It was actually the first time I'd ever done this. We needed to make sure the snow was sturdy enough to hold the helicopter. So as we came down for the nice easy touchdown, we rocked back and forth to make sure that the snow would support the helicopter. Next step was to brief the day's evolutions and training plan.
Second aircraft, got seats to sit on. Logan comes up, we do a brief, he comes in, he holds his skis non-vertically in a horizontal manner.
This is where the crews get briefed on what to expect from the helicopter, the loading and unloading, as well as the hoist evolutions. We talk about how to load up gear and equipment into the helicopter. Then we go over the hoist iterations, how the guys are going to hook up, and what to expect when being hoisted in and out of the helicopter. Such things as where to hold their gear, how the skis are going to come in and out, and how to position themselves on the hoist as a rider going down with all the equipment. After our brief is complete, now it's time to load up and take off. The first iterations we completed with these guys were landing and disembarking. After we make a pass around the area, we come up to see the landing spot right at the top of the mountain. It was beautiful. Perfect landing, nice and easy touchdown. As soon as it was clear, the guys can unload all their equipment, skis, pack, medical equipment, whatever they need to complete the rescue. They move into a safe position, and then it's time for us to take off. We got to go back down the mountain, and now we got to wait for them to come to us. Maybe they're bringing the patient to us. Maybe they're skiing them all the way down. This is why we're going back to the staging area, to stand by and wait for them. So this is what I'm talking about right here, is these guys are coming down, no, that way, coming down the slopes right now, right? So what we've done is we've inserted them up top, and by landing, the next iterations are gonna be hoisting. So these guys come down and potentially would slope down to the victim, wherever they are, wherever the victim's located, package the victim, and then extract them via helicopter, or if they can bring them down via ground, they'll bring them down via ground. But you got to get the rescue personnel up there. So that's where these guys come in. This is freaking insane, awesome, and I am so excited to be here, to be part of this, and to watch what these guys are doing. I'm stoked. One of these days, I'm jumping on skis, and they don't even know. Now it's time for round two. These guys get to go back up, do it again with a whole different route coming down the mountain. So what they're going to do with me in a little while is I'm going to go up and I'm actually going to be one of their victims. Now I am going to be all dressed up in all survival gear and ready to go, but I'll be sitting there and they're going to come ski to me, and next thing you know, load me up and bring me up into the A-Star, hoist me in. And if you see on this aircraft, the hoist is on the left side, pilot be sitting right side, so communication is going to be fun. And that's just today. Freaking sick. So glad you guys are along to be part of this. It's going to be a blast. And just like that, now it's my turn. I get to be hoisted into the side of the mountain to be the victim. The greatest part about this for me, I just get to enjoy the ride. All right, check this out. So now, what just happened, I just got hoisted in. This is awesome. I'm up on the mountain now. Give you guys an idea of what I'm standing on. It's freaking sick. It's total straight drop off below me. Way deep. Helicopter's way up there. So now what I am, see if I can get them. There they are. Anyway, all snap. So right now, I'm gonna be the victim, right? So I would be an injured skier down to the mountain, like way down, like steep. So these boys are gonna come to me, right? So injured guy, now we gotta get picked up. So the only way to do that is to insert the guy, so that's why they hoisted in above the injured victim. That way you can ski right down. doesn't affect the patient or the victim, doesn't wash them down the mountain further. So, look at me, I'm already slipping and falling. Woo! But there we go. Give you an idea what's below me. Steep drop right there. This is sick! What these guys are doing is insanely awesome. I'm loving it. Hold on, let's see. Hey, how do we do that? Pull this down. I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh. The view behind me is unreal. Look at this. Look at this. Ready? That. Lake Tahoe. Freaking beautiful. I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. And now it's time for the rescue personnel to go to work. Injured skier down in the mountain, no place to land, have to hoist them in. Getting all their gear ready to go, sitting outside the aircraft, doing the pass around to make sure all obstacles are clear and they have a good route all the way down to the victim. Skis outside the aircraft, gear outside the aircraft, we're ready to go. Hey, what's up, guys?
What seems to be the problem?
I didn't even get you skiing in. Can you guys go back and do that again?
Yeah,
This is freaking, I love it. All right, so sign me up. I want to do what you do. I want to hang out with you guys a lot.
This is great.
Freaking badass.
All right, so what do we got? A bruised ego today?
You know, I had hurt feelings.
Oh, that's terrible.
That feels they didn't tell you to bring your board.
Yeah, exactly. That's awful. I'm so sorry.
So now this is black. Yeah, black diamond considered. This steel.
No, this is
more blue.
This is square. This is chill. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's today especially because it's nice and soft.
Yeah, it's starting to loosen up a little bit. It's nice.
Yeah, it is. For sure.
Guys, this is freaking sick. All right, so now you guys got dropped in up top. Yeah. So landed and dropped in, or did you guys kind of do that step off thing?
We landed and dropped in. You saw Pat. They lowered.
I saw Pat, yeah, but I was in the aircraft. So
yeah, we just stepped off.
Okay. I gave him my GoPro, so he had a GoPro facing him.
Oh, nice.
Okay, CMC hot seat.
Hot seat.
Love it.
Even though you have a nice harness on.
No. I want to
hoist it in though, right?
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, I'll be your victim. So guys,
you're kind of a small guy. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know,
go ahead and
let's get the pediatric seat out. Yes, please.
Let's put him in the kid seat.
Okay. For this rescue of me, the team is using a piece of rescue equipment made by CMC called a HeliTac hot seat. The hot seat is designed for rapid transport of a subject by means of helicopter short hauling or hoisting. It is a Class 3 rating under the National Fire Protection Association, or the NFPA. It also has a load rating of 500 pounds. They have even designed it with a child seat, should the rescue require it. It's put on just like a jacket, and then you have a long tail that goes up between the legs. 2 large O-rings and the webbing from the tail come together in front of the patient's chest, which is where you put the carabiner through. As the victim is being hoisted up, it feels like you're sitting in like a lazy boy. Comfortable and totally secure. So select and direct, what do you want?
Yeah.
Here you go. You can put it on like a vest.
Okay.
And then it's going to be a little, make sure you got anything that's going to hurt you in the back.
No, it should be all good.
There you go. And then pull your hood through, and you can just go ahead and grab onto these handles right there. The pardon my reach, sir. The new one hopefully is going to have like nice color coatings on these.
Oh yeah?
Is that all the way down?
Yep. Kind of a fat guy.
Yeah.
That's why I need you to come get me.
You're not a small fella.
If you want an extra carabiner, I can give you a carabiner.
No, we're going to get you in there.
Okay.
That looks good.
Lower LZ hoisting location, stage 20 with Jason.
Go ahead.
If you guys are ready, we can come to you. Let us know.
Make sure that rides there. Perfect. Once this thing loads, these are going to slide down, although you're large, so maybe not.
Nope.
It might shift a little bit on this.
Okay.
So if you hear like a pink, Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And then
Location looks like they're getting.
what we like to tell people, we want you to stay vertical, rider's position. So hands here.
Hands here.
The cable is going to be right up like this.
Okay.
Don't get kicked back like this.
Okay.
Because when you get kicked back like that, the wind can spin you around.
Love it.
You're just going to ride it like here. Once you do get close to the skid, you can hold your hand up to guard your skid. Don't let the skid hit you in the face.
Okay.
And then do exactly what that guy says.
Roger that.
90 seconds, just giving the.
How's that sound?
Sounds good.
If you panic, you know. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have you sit down. You don't have to be in the snow. You can be somewhere
Thanks,
warm.
man.
Yeah.
I'll go wherever.
Nomex isn't waterproof, right? We're ready, yeah.
I can secure our equipment. Yeah. And I'll let them know where it's coming in.
Sure, that sounds good.
All right, we're ready for pick.
So this is what you guys do. You ski in, pack your patient, send them up to the helicopter, and then ski out.
And ski out.
Oh
Or
my
get
God!
hoisted in and then ski out. But almost always we'll ski out.
That is awesome.
So they don't have to come back. If the skiing's really bad, then we might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if it's bad, then
I can't think of very many times.
So let's where do you want to sit?
wherever-
Maybe over on the rock where it's a
Sure.
little more comfortable and dry.
It's right here. Good.
Yeah, that's fine. You can just sit down.
Okay.
There we go.
All I'm doing is
That
this right
looks
here.
good. Yep, you're just hanging in there. We're gonna hook right into here.
Okay.
After a good passenger brief is complete and I know what's expected and what they're going to do, the helicopter is there for the rescue. They come in and the team hooks me up, and now it's time to hoist me out. Once I'm clear of the area, the helicopter moves out to put me in a safe location where potentially medical personnel would be awaiting for my arrival. After a great first day of training with CHP, it was a beautiful flight home and a fun conversation with a recap on the day. The start of day 2. We met up with another fire department that's local to the area near Auburn Airport. Today's training? River rescue. Okay, sort of river rescue. We're going to be hoisting all around the river area, to boulders in the middle of the river, to the river's edge, and more. We're not getting in the water on today's training, but as Kevin explains, they can do it.
Depending on we do helocasting, so that would be where they jump out of the helicopter into the water.
Yeah.
And they're all geared up for that. If they're going to remain on the hook, then we'll drag them to the victim on the hook.
Yeah.
So we definitely do that.
Now that we are all geared up for training, we need to do a brief on today's plan. We're going to go over the gear and equipment, everything that we're going to be using on and off the helicopter. We go over the hoist expectations with how to position yourself while riding the hook, and how to go comfortably in and out of the aircraft. After deploying a few of the guys, it's my turn. The first spot they're going to put me in on is the side of a rocky riverbed next to one of the firefighters. Just a hop, skip, and a jump over the river. the hoist hook, you need to have communications with the helicopter and the hoist operator. This is where hand signals and head signals come into play. Once inserted and I disconnect from the hoist hook, they take off to another location to do exactly the same thing they just did with me. While I'm waiting, this is a great time for me to have a conversation as to why they use this training area.
This is sick, man. I like this. These guys work with a lot of different fire departments. I didn't realize how many they worked with.
Well, a lot of the ones up here, because they get a lot of rescues through here.
Yeah.
You get kayakers in here, hikers, everything else. Mountain bikers all through here. And then there's a climbing wall. There's a climbing wall over here, the quarry.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah,
That's actually where people go climb.
Nice.
Yeah.
With a quick return of the helicopter, one of the other firemen are being relocated to our position. Then it's my turn to be taken to the next location. A perfect hoist put the hook directly in my hand. A quick double check on my connections, and away we go. One of my favorite things to do is hanging outside of a helicopter on a hoist hook. The reason we are doing this today, being on the outside of the helicopter, is to maximize our flight time and training iterations for the firemen. The goal of today's training is to try to get these guys as many rides on the hoist hook as possible. Due to the short transfer areas, this maximized training time riding the hook and getting proficient. So right now, I am loving life because it's not every day you get to hang out of a helicopter cruising over an area like this. Once I'm inserted on this one, now I take another opportunity to talk to another guy. This time, it's a little bit more about what they're trying to accomplish with this training.
But part of their whole thing is trying to pick you up.
Okay.
And so even if it's like, you're the hook, I'm not gonna take a step.
Oh.
I literally sit here and they're gonna put it, I mean, I can reach anywhere here, grab it and hook it up, and then they'll plumb me.
Okay.
But they just don't want you going after it.
Okay.
It's kind of part of their
I love it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be for their training, and they're going to be the ones
Yeah,
that are
that's just kind of what they've ingrained with us is we don't move.
Okay.
They put it to us. We get to where we're gonna signal them to come in, and then that's where we start the evolution.
Okay.
Yeah,
So for me, don't move.
yeah, don't move.
Make them work. All right, another question. All right, so now you guys are fire departments from all, these guys work with a lot of different fire departments. So you're just one of them in the area that comes in and does this.
So, and some search and rescue groups. They got a couple, like a search and rescue group in El Dorado County. That's kind of on their east side.
Wow.
So they got Sac City, and then the El Dorado guys, and then us, and then the Tahoe group that you were with yesterday. That's like 5 or 6 departments all in one HRT group.
Dang.
And they were the original ones that started the whole thing. And then we fell behind them next. Then they brought on like Sac City and stuff like that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it works out pretty good.
Okay.
And like that fire we talked about that we went in and pulled the firefighters on.
Yeah.
I had my fire gear actually with me and went like, because we were on active fire line.
What?
So that's something these guys aren't gonna do, you know?
Yeah.
So I had my web gear and everything with me, so.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, so it was a little interesting twist.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Another short conversation, and just like that, the hook is coming back, and it's time for me to relocate. Following the instructions, not moving, making the hook come to me. Then, one more time, I just get to enjoy the ride, headed to the next location. Watching these guys relocate from one position to another gives you a full perspective of all the training that they have to get into. Everybody's got to get hoisted at least a few times just to keep them current in case that rescue call comes in.
All right, so here we are, working on day 2 with California Highway Patrol, CHP. They have put us like on a rock in the river, and when I say us, hold on. Yes, sir, I'm up. Roger that. Little bit of break. Take helmet off. Copy that. So yeah, we're calling back to them. Let them know we're good. Right? So anyway, so here we are on this rock in the middle of this river, right? So let me show you my buddy. Hey, look at that guy right there. Ah! So here's what we're doing here, is we've come down to get hoisted in because this would be like a spot where these guys do river rescue stuff. So what they do is they go get the fire department gets on the hook, and they come down, land on rocks, so people, they get stuck on this stuff, and then they're pulling them out. It's amazing. So here we are, I get hoisted in, and then I'll get rescued. Now the greatest part about this is I can show this, is right over there. Oh, you see those guys over there? Yeah, that's the camera crew. So, friends of ours, let's see, Ty's over there, and Kyle's over there, and I don't know who the firefighter is. Like, I know him, but I don't know which one the building is, but I'm gonna go with that. So that's what they are. And this is where we're training today. Yesterday in the mountains in the snow, today in the canyon on the river. Freaking love this. I love what we do!
Their training is not all hoisting either. Practicing on one skid landing, hover step, and more if necessary. When they're doing these types of maneuvers, getting in and out of the aircraft on one skid or that hover step, communication for all has got to be on point. Just being here, you can tell these guys have been working together for a long time. Now time for my last pickup. One more fist bump and we're headed back to the parking area. It was another incredible day of training. To top it all off, on our way home, Cameron gets to ride shotgun wearing Dad's helmet. Good for you, kiddo.
Training doesn't occur when the emergency occurs. Training happens so that you're prepared for the emergency. Yep. So that's why you're out. That's why we're doing so many iterations. That's why we do it regularly. That training is because the time to work on, technique and improving your skills isn't during an emergency. It's during the training so that we're at top performance when the emergency occurs.
A huge shout out and thank you to California Highway Patrol, Air Operations, Valley Division. Kevin Vinatieri, the safety officer and instructor pilot, Matt Calcutt, the tactical flight officer and hoist operator, and everyone else that helped make this possible. Every rescued individual, every helping hand, every act of courage deserves to be recognized. Thank you for taking time to join me as I am able to shine light on the people and agencies helping those in need. We will see you next time to dive a little deeper into what others are doing to prepare for the real rescue.